Okay, so this math and music problem that's in the WebAssign assignment is also in the textbook, and because it's a starred exercise, you can look on, if you have a PDF, you can go right to the detailed solutions and scroll down and find them. And this is how Dr. Stevens works it out with all the formulas and all that. You can also, if you don't have the PDF, you can also find this in Canvas in the course resources. Now I'm going to show you, I've been encouraging you folks to use the applets and not use the formulas, especially for this chapter here, because the formulas are just, frankly, they're pretty awful to work with. So I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to do with this video, show you how to use that Rossman chance in order to get the pieces you need for the WebAssign assignment. So I see, right here, I see this is a two sample, right? Let me get a pointer. I see this is two independent means, right? So this is that second set, not a pair difference. Okay, so you want to watch that when you do your exam for this course. Is I don't tell you which to use, and they're jumbled up, so you could do that condition check. Well, these are not the same individuals, so they aren't like a before after situation. These are two different groups that have two different treatments assigned to them. So that's definitely two independent samples. And what we're trying to say is, hopefully you've at least looked at Dr. Stevens' work. You can also look at the notes that I provided here. Let me pause this video and I'll pull that up for you, so you can also see what I'm talking about. So in Canvas, now this is that 7-week accelerated course, but I had the same information it's in more or less the same place in the 15-week course. But these are my notes with some more examples that I have for you that you could pick a discussion forum post or just get some more practice with them. But why they're worth looking at is I've got the hypotheses set up. So two independent samples. That's what this is with the music. And that's always HA. HO always says there's no difference between the two means. And H1 or HA means you could decide, depends on the claim. So for this music question, let's see, what's the claim? Test the claim of studying musics in high school have a higher math GPA or a math SAT, not a math GPA. So if I'm saying mu1 is the math SAT average for people with music, people without music would, if we subtract them, the first one would be bigger than the second one, so that'd be a right-tailed test. So that's what I would set up, and that's what I would write. I would write HO and then H1, and then this is the claim, okay? And then if you have a graphing calculator, you can use StatTest4. If you don't, it looks like I didn't put this into Rossman chance notation. But what you can do with Rossman chance is, let me come find it now. Let's see here. No, not here. Somewhere I have it. Well, I thought I did. Here we go. Isn't this it? Well, I can just do this. I have this in this course tools, theory-based inference. There we go. And I know HO and H1. So I'm going to go in Rossman chance. I'm going to two means because I have two independent means. And then I can do the groups. And the way I'm doing this is group 1 is the music people and group 2 is the no music people. So I've got to slide this off to one side so I can see the problem in the book. Let's see, here we go. I'm going to slide this off here, and hopefully I can see that well enough to show you how to plug this into the, no, not that one. I want this. Here we go. All right, it's a theory-based inference. That's what I want. I don't know, I guess I lost it. Two means. So group 1 is the music people. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 individuals. Pretty small sample. 591.6 is the mean for that group, and the sample standard deviation is the 37.08. And then for group 2, they have an average of 523, and this is N. Their N was what, 11, is it? 11 students, yeah. So 11, and then we need the mean for them, 523, and the standard deviation is 31.51. Don't use the variance here. You need the variance if you're going to do all the formulas, but we aren't going to do all the formulas. Okay, and now I'm going to come over back. I've got that data in there. I'm going to do a test of significance, and I said a right-tailed test. And so what do I have here? So I've got the p-value, I get the test statistic. So just doing this by hand without having to make WebAssign happy, that's all we need. Pretty small p-value at any level of significance will reject HO. Looks like the data supports the claim that people who study music in high school tend to have higher GPA averages than those who don't. A lot of underlying things that aren't being measured that we can't say there's a direct association between those, but so now here's the degrees of freedom. Now, of course, in the Rossman Chance book, see how they gave us the degrees of freedom is 14. So that's if they didn't give us this and this was like on a test, you had to find the critical value of T. I don't do that on the test. I'm just going strictly p-value. But to answer this WebAssign question, they're looking for that. So we'll round that to 14 degrees of freedom, and then we're going to come back into into the ThinkDO book, come down to the T distribution table. We've got 14 degrees of freedom, and then dependent, now we got a one-tailed test, right? So I'm going to look at this, and I don't remember what level of significance they were asking us to find. Probably a 1%, maybe it's a 5%, but I'm going to use the one-tailed test, not the two-tailed test. And I said 14 degrees of freedom. So that would be the critical value of T, 2.6. And of course, our test, that's the 1% level of significance, and 1.76 at the 5% level of significance, right? So those are the critical values of T, and that's all you need. Now to come back and look at that, of course, that T score is way above both of those. And we kind of knew that because we had a very small p-value too. P-value was less than 1% or less than 5%. So we knew we were going to reject HO at any of those levels of significances. Okay, so but that's how you find that. Really, it's pretty easy compared to the formulas. I hope I convinced you to do this. So your Rossman Chance and you want the theory-based inference applet, or you can go, let's see, can I get into the course without showing? Let me pause this screen for a minute. I'm trying to keep this so I don't show student names. I'm going to pause. So in Canvas, in modules, under course resources, I have these online statistical tools. And here's all the applets I've been talking about all course long. And these are the ones. I'm pretty sure this is Rossman Chance. Yeah, it is. I like this because it gives us that graph, so we can see what we're looking at too. Okay, so hopefully that helps you answer that question. Give a yell if you're still lost.